Okay, chapter 17, the causative, so the ap'al and ittaf'al and other conjugations. So again, this is all, we went over this. Hopefully you memorized it when we were going through the blue book, but let's go through this chapter as well. The ap'al generally forms the causative of the verb, as in aqtal, he caused to kill. So that's a causative. It's there in Chaldean, it's there, I think, in all Semitic languages. It's not very easy to understand if you don't know other Semitic languages, but just you are making somebody else do what that verb is. So if you take the verb, put it into this form, it means somebody is causing somebody else to do it. The ittaf'al is its passive. Ittaqtal, he was caused to kill. The whole paradigm of the af'al is as follows. Notice that with the preformatives, the initial alep is dropped and the preformative takes its vowel. Okay. Let's take a look at the perfect. Aqatleth. I'm starting down here. Aqatleth. So instead of qatleth, which is just the regular he killed, and instead of qatleth, which is the intensive he murdered, it is aqatleth. Aqatleth. So it's not just a vowel in the pa'al, there's just a vowel, the pthaha is on the first radical. In this case, it's not just a vowel in the first radical, it's a vowel on a letter before the first radical, in this case, an alab. That's why it's called the ap'al. Okay, it's making you sort of remember the sound of this. So aqatleth, aqtalt, aqtalt, you caused to kill. Aqtal, he caused to kill. Aqtaln, we caused to kill. Aqtalton, you plural, caused to kill. Aqtalun or aqtal, they caused to kill. Feminine. Aqtleth, aqtalt, aqatleth, aqtaln, aqtaltin, aqtal. This is all the past tense of the causative. Yet again, all the endings are the same as what you know. The only thing that's different is this a at the beginning, which makes it a causative. Similarly, the imperfect. So this is the future tense or the subjunctive tense of the causative. Aqtil. So instead of iqtol or iqattil, it's aqtil. So it's, again, it's indicated by the letter before the first root letter having this vowel. Aqtil. Taqtil. Naqtil. So aqtil, I will cause to murder. Taqtil, you will cause to murder. Naqtil, he will cause to murder. Naqtil, we will cause to murder. Taqatlun, you plural. Naqatlun. Feminine has taqatlin, taqtil, taqatlan, naqatlan. So again, you can go and contrast this with the previous ones. Instead of naqtol, it is, and instead of nqattil, it's naqtil. Those are these. It seems like it's a very subtle difference, but it makes a big difference when you're reading it, and you know the meaning is different. So this is again one of the things to learn. Again, all these letters at the beginning, alep, tau, and nun, are all the same. The new thing is that there's a vowel on this first letter, naqtil, so on. The imperative, aqtil, and they're all pronounced that way. If you want to command somebody, cause someone to kill, I guess it's kind of 3 levels down or whatever, aqtil, and they're all pronounced aqtil. Participles, again, it's just a meme at the beginning with the same vowel, maqtal. They all sound the same. Maqtalna, I am causing to kill. Maqtalat, maqtal. Maqatlinan, maqatliton, maqatlin. Maqatla, you know, maqatlana, I feminine, am causing to kill. Okay. And then the passive, again, it's similar. This vowel changes. So it's maqtal. I am being caused to kill. Maqtalna. The infinitive, maqtalu. Maqtalu. to kill. So again, all of this is all these forms you already are aware of. Beginnings are the same. It's just this vowel at the beginning, and they all have it. Similarly, let's see what. If the second radical is softened, it's pronounced hard. No, don't care. As in the pa'al, if the third radical is guttural, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. The active noun based on this is maqatlana, the guy that causes someone to kill. Maqatlana. An example is Yohanan ma'amdana. Ma'amdhan, so ma'amid, so amad is he was baptized. Ammid is the theoretical intensive of that. Ma'amid is the participle of the causative. It's this. Maqtal, ma'amid, which means to cause to be baptized, which means to baptize someone. And so if you want to take that and turn it to a noun, maqatlana becomes ma'amdana. Yohanan ma'amdana, John the baptizer. The paradigm of the itaf'al is as follows. So here's the passive of this. Ittaqtlith. So this, it's not an ith, it's an it with two taus here. It. But again, all of these, the only thing that's new is just all of them start with alap tau tau. So anytime you see alap tau tau at the beginning, it is the perfect passive causative. Ittaqtlith. All the endings are the same. Ittaqtlith. Ittaqtalt. Ittaqtal. Ittaqtaln. Ittaqtaltun. Ittaqtal. Feminine. Ittaqtal with the silent yod. Ittaqatlath. Ittaqatl. Ittaqat. Iq. Sorry. Ittaqtaltin. That's a mouthful. Ittaqtaltin. You plural. Feminine. Ittaqtal. The so this is the past tense passive causative. Perfect passive causative. This is the imperfect passive causative. Ittaqtal, tittaqtal, nittaqtal, nittaqtal, tittaqatlun, nittaqatlun. Again, alap, tau, and nun are the same. The endings are the same. It's just this tit sound in the middle. Feminine, tittaqatlin, tittaqtal, tittaqatlan, nittaqatlan. Now, it seems like there's so much going on. Just recognize what these indicators mean. This noon at the beginning, just the noon, think about it this way. The noon implies the imperfect. So if you were to see nittaqtal, well, the noon means imperfect, and it means either he or we are doing it. The two taus, nittaqtal, means it's the passive of the imperfect. And then the whole form, the qtal, means it's killed, to kill. So it's the imperfect passive causative. He was made, he was caused to kill. Okay? That's the way you're going to sort of see each letter and what the meaning of each letter is, and then you'll be able to translate it. The imperative, all of them are ittaqtal, with various endings. Participle, not surprising at all, mittaqtal, with a meme at the beginning. And the infinitive, mittaqtalu, to be caused to kill. Mittaqtalu. In this paradigm, the sequence tit, titta is pronounced itta, not ithta. Yeah, that's right. Notice that the forms in the imperfect beginning with tit are actually reduced in spellings. Yeah, so you don't have three taus in a row. Okay, usage and meaning. The causative sense of the af'al is the most usual. For example, amad, a'mid. So amad is be baptized. A'mid is to baptize, to cause someone to be baptized. But some verbs in the af'al do not fit this description. Sometimes the intensive and the causative are more or less the same in meaning. So swar and aswar both mean to think or suppose. Shid and ashid both mean to testify. That's correct. Yet again, I repeat for the millionth time, just look it up. Some verbs have new meanings in the af'al. Aqriu means to attack or fight. Whereas you wouldn't be able to guess that based on qariu, which means to approach. Aqriu means you're going to fight somebody. I guess you can think about like you get up in somebody's face and you want to fight them, but it's hard to guess. Yet again, look it up. Some verbs occur only in the af'al. Akriz. So this is the only form you're going to find of this word. The anomalous verb ishkah, to find or to be able, may be taken to be an af'al of shkah, in which the vowel of the preformative is I instead of a. Thus, the imperfect is nishkah and the participle mishkah and the infinitive mishkahu. Yeah, I guess. Just learn this as a vocab word. You don't have to analyze it this way. The itaf'al is, in fact, somewhat rare. I guess, yeah. For the passive of the af'al, many verbs use the ithpil or ithpa'al instead. Ithakriz, to be preached. Passive of akriz. Yeah, that's fine. Again, just looking it up, you're not going to have to memorize anything. Just look words up in the dictionary. Other conjugations. A number of verbs of 4 letters are etymologically a 3-letter root plus a prefix or infix. For example, sha'bid. Okay, this is worth noting. Sha'bid means to subjugate. It derives from the root awadh. So awadh is to do. Sha'bid is to force somebody to do something, subjugate. It's accordingly called a shap'al. So once in a while, there's a couple of verbs that have a sheen added to the beginning of the root. So if you're looking and you see sha'bid, you're like, how do I look up sha'bid in the dictionary? It's actually under awad. So sometimes a sheen can be part of a conjugation. And the name of that conjugation is called the shap'al. The passive, look at this passive, this is fun. Ishta'abad, ishta'awad. So it's the passive of sha'bid, sha'wid, ish ta'wad. So what's actually the root? The alep's not part of the root. The sheen is not part of the root. The tau is not part of the root either because it's what makes it passive. The root is just awad. And that's what you're going to look up in the dictionary. And you're going to you're going to scroll and scroll and scroll or page over. You're going to say awad, awid, a'awid. And then towards the very end, you'll find an entry for sha'awid. And then under that, you'll find an entry for ishta'awad. And that'll tell you what that word means under the entry for awad. So it's called an ishta'al conjugation. The shap'al ishta'al conjugation, which is causative in meaning, is the most common of the minor conjugations. Others include the sap'al. So here, a simkath can also be added to the beginning. Sarhew, which means to hasten, from rahew. And then the pay'al, saybar, to endure, from sbar. So here, this is interesting. So you see the word sarhew. What does this mean? The simkath is actually not part of the root. So you're going to look up rahew, and you're going to look deep into that entry, and you're going to find sarhew. This can be a little bit tricky. Saybar, to endure, you actually look up swar, which means to hope. However, don't fall into despair. Most dictionaries, if you look up sarhew in the dictionary, it'll tell you this is the root of it. And it might even give you the meaning there, depending on the dictionary. So all these verbs have an vowel power of, okay, I don't care about that. And okay, now some vocab. Awadh. The shap'al of awadh is to subjugate. Mlech. The ap'al of mlech is to reign. So the word melka comes from this, to reign. Melka means king. Luish is to be dressed. The ap'al means to clothe. So luish is to put on clothes. To clothe someone else is alwish. Alwish is to cause somebody to be dressed. Qareu means to approach. Aqreu, the ap'al, means to fight or attack. Shlim is to finish. Ashlim means to deliver or hand over. Ashlim. Hawar is white. So hawara is something white. This is an adjective. Isgadda is emissary. That's a Greek word. Kin means next or then. Luusha is garment, so it comes from the word luesh. Luusha is the thing that you wear. Hautha, hautha or hayutha, animals, living things literally. Kriz, the up of kriz is to preach or to be preached in the passive. Amad, a'amid is to baptize. Ishkah is to find or to be able. Shid, the up'al is of shid is ashid, means to bear witness. Hlap means instead of, and then the shap'al of hlap is shahlip. Shahlip is to change something, to cause something to be different. Okay. Shedha is a demon. There's another word for demon, dewa. Ilu means if, contrary to fact. So if in fact, but it's not actually, it's a contrafactual. Shlemun, Solomon. Kma means how much or how many. Dawe is wretched. So doyutha is wretchedness. The emphatic is doya. Okay, translated to English. وأملخ شليمون على كله إسرائيل حلب آبوي لا يذعات كما مسهذين هالين عليك أشلمت الخون مدم قبليث هاخنا مكرزينا وهاخنا هي من تون ومعمث كهنة لطلاية حذ بطر حاذ وكان شقلين الهون هي هون وملبشين النون الوشة حواري. It's cute. It's like a rubric from the baptism ritual. أكثو ملكة البوكدانا وشدر إزقدة نث كرخون ونكرزون له البوكدانا بقرية إلو لا من ألها واهانا لا مشكحوة لهذا المعوذ اتقروا اتقروا أحا دوية من شيذة كل زوان. مصبرات مصورات دمشكحات لم شحلابو الناموسة دآواهاثا. مصبرات. Oh, let me translate this one for you. Sorry. مصبرات دمشكحات. So do you think, I think this is asking a question. Do you think مصبرات دمشكحات that you are able لم شحلابو to change, this is a very nice infinitive, to change shahlapu, so halab, shahlip, to change الناموسة أواهاثن, the law of our fathers. أخلين واو قرصه طوانة والتشلم الديانة شعبذ ألها الكلة حوثة وكله بارحثة الآدم أخ دلمارة. Some stuff from Genesis. Okay. Translate these into Syriac. And that's it. And next lesson, we will look at these object endings again. We'll do 2 chapters of that, and then we're done. And then we'll maybe look at some pieces of literature together.